What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. As today we got a couple of breaking news. Obviously, you guys know now about Rajon Rondo officially signing with the Lakers tomorrow after he clears waivers today. Very exciting news. We're gonna break down the fit. We're gonna break down what I think of the overall roster and who should fit in with the final roster spots. Man, super excited though because for the main part, guys, we acquired the two main pieces we missed really bad last season, and that's Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo. If you guys remember a summer ago, what's up? What's up, man? If you guys remember one summer ago, I had Dwight Howard and Rondo in my top free agent priority re-signing list after we won the championship. And here we are, 1 year later, missed them severely. We missed Rondo's playmaking abilities off the bench. And actually, his defensive prowess, he actually was solid defensively. He was a pest. And surprisingly, he has converted his career into a big-time shot taker and maker in the playoffs, hence playoff Rondo. So this makes me really happy because we brought the basically the crew back. Plus, this is the Lakers 2.0 from that championship team that we had a year ago. And it's insane to see because Rondo's not even going to be the third option. He might end up being the fourth option off the bench, which is huge. Getting a player with that type of experience, that type of floor general skills, and just his ability to make big time plays, and especially come postseason time, is just huge, man. So I did mention a couple days ago how I would love to have him. I'm not sure about DeAndre. There's also rumors about DeAndre Jordan, but officially we're about to have Rajon Rondo as officially as soon as tomorrow, according to Wojnarowski. Basically they verbally agreed already, and the deal will be completed by Tuesday. It's going to be a $2.6 million deal, 1 year deal. So it's truly amazing looking at our roster. Now, here's my favorite thing, guys. Looking at our roster, obviously we got Kendrick Nunn as a backup guard. We're going to have Taylor Horton-Tucker playing combo guard. Obviously Russell Westbrook. And then you're going to have Rondo as the fourth option. Which to me, the more the merrier, right? Depth and just again having more is better than not. We missed Rondo in pick and rolls last season. He had a lot of chemistry with Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis missed him the most, getting those easy little lob dunks and playing pick and roll with Rajon Rondo is going to be huge if they ever get on the court at the same time, which I'm sure they will. And Russell Westbrook it's gonna be a contrast from the starting lineup to the bench, and what that does it makes defenses it gives them a hard time to adjust to our overall team, because what's gonna happen is we can start off the game fast and then we can slow it down in the half court sets and maybe run some pick and rolls with players like Rondo, Kendrick Nunn. They can, if they're running the point guard, they can definitely make some things happen there. Is Gasol still on the team as of right now? Yes, but there's rumors that DeAndre Jordan is the plan B for the Lakers if Gasol opts to not come back or maybe gets bought out or something. But overall, man, very happy today with this move, man. Here's our roster as it stands now. LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Kendrick Nunn, Marcus if he comes back, Malik Monk, Wayne Ellington, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Trevor Forever Ariza. Who else? We got Joel Ayayi and Austin Reeves. But those guys really don't take up roster spots. They're two-way contracts. So we got about 12 to 13 players filled right now. And my boy said not a single bad player on this team. I'm saying the depth we have now, man, really is going to rival some all-time greatness. And I mean that sincerely. Like, this team, guys, can really get to 60 wins easily if we stay healthy. Right? No cap. If the Lakers stay healthy, they're going to be a problem for the rest of the league. I'm telling you right now. And the fact that we still got open roster spots and we might go with some flexibility into the season, it's going to be huge for the Lakers. Now, that's not the last move we're going to make. Obviously, we've been hearing all kinds of rumors. On top of Rondo, we're hearing the DeAndre Jordan rumor. We've heard other names linked to the Lakers as well. Darren Collison is no longer linked to the Lakers. Supposedly, he's going to have a workout with the Golden State Warriors, so you can forget about that guy. And then let's see who else. Who else is linked to the Lakers this week? We've had a ton, man. We talked about DeMarcus Cousins potentially. Imagine, there's good chemistry there between DeMarcus, Anthony Davis, and Rondo. So I would not be opposed to bringing him back as well, right? Remember, DeMarcus really never got to play for us that season, so that's a little disheartening because I would have loved to see what DeMarcus could have did during that championship run for us. But bottom line is, guys, that we have plenty of options here. He said Lakers should pick up Millsap or Ennis. I wouldn't be opposed to either one of those. He said Westbrook working on his threes. Bro, if Westbrook can consistently knock down that three-point shot and help us space the floor a little bit more, as the sky is going to be the limit for this team. But I'm telling you right now, this team's already looking the most stacked from any other NBA team. If you go player by player comparison versus the Nets, we easily edged them out with all our depth. Think about this, though. Crazy thing is, right? The Lakers have about 5 or 6 players that were all-stars as of 2012. This is all Hall of Fame experience. People take that for granted. They want to call us old and all that stuff. But the bottom line is that's experience, guys. That's insane experience to have on this roster. And they're going to come up huge, those veterans. My man said James Ennis. Who else would you guys like for the final roster spot? I've heard a lot of James Ennis, which I don't mind. He said Isaiah Thomas rumors. I doubt that's an option at this point. And again, I kind of felt like the Lakers had their eye on somebody. That's why they hadn't made those moves, right? That's why they hadn't went ahead and filled up that roster spot. People were like, what's going on, Dan? What's going on? Like, well, how come they're not filling up the roster? Well, now you see why. We had somebody in mind. And I'm telling you, a lot of these things happen behind closed doors. A lot of these moves happen when nobody's looking, man. And this is, I think, Rondo, he was spotted as early as last week in a Dodger game. So that'll tell you right there, right off the top, that, he was basically already a shoo-in for the Lakers. I'm sure he stayed in the area, worked something out. But the experience there, man, he's going to bring, insane. He said the Lakers squad is deep. Bro, everybody's scared. Right now, Kevin Durant is trying to get Ray Allen and a bunch of other Hall of Famers out of retirement because he's shaking in his snake skin right now. He's shedding. He's shedding himself, pun intended. But bottom line is, this Laker team is the real deal. Now, is there still room for improvement? Sure, we can add another big just for depth, especially considering that Marc Gasol most likely won't be coming back. But, defensive 3-and-D wing would be nice too, even though we got Trevor Ariza there. Somebody said, I would give Lance Stevenson a shot. Could be a nice 3. Lance Stevenson is just fun to be on a team, period. But he is very sloppy at times, so I'm not sure he's exactly what the Lakers require. But, he'd be like a wild card type player. I wouldn't mind him. He said Brooklyn is going to F up like last year. What do you think of Avery Bradley? Avery Bradley would be a great addition, or Wesley Matthews. I see some of you guys mentioning Wes. I would not mind Wes at all, to be honest with you guys, because I thought what he brought in the second half of the season was huge. Was huge to this team, and I'm kind of shocked he hasn't found a home yet. He said, I want Boogie. DeMarcus would be excellent. Again, it's all about chemistry. And if you notice, now here's what I am curious about. Speaking of chemistry, guys, Rondo and Westbrook are 2 very heady point guards. I hope they don't bump heads in the locker room. We know about their history and how they got into altercations between Russell Westbrook's brother and Rondo and all this stuff during the bubble. But remember, winning cures everything. We get off to a quick start. This Laker team's going to fire on all cylinders. It should be all smiles and fun on the sideline, especially with characters like Dwight Howard. He said DeAndre Jordan would be nice. I'm not sure I'm sold on DeAndre Jordan. I stand my ground on him now. I'm not mad at whatever happens, but DJ really hasn't been that great since 3 seasons ago. Okay. We know DeAndre Jordan is like a very poor man's Dwight Howard, like a Dollar General version of Dwight. Okay. He was great at catching lob dunks and blocking shots and rebounding. But what will happen if he no longer has those abilities, right? If he's over the hill already, I'm just not sure about that. Now, I'm not discriminating against his age. I'm just discriminating against his talent level, right? What he's able to accomplish at this point of his career. That's all. Everybody we've acquired thus far can still bring something to the table. So that's why I want to continue that trend. I don't want to have any Jared Dudleys per se. I'm not talking smack. I'm just saying I don't want any players that could just fill a roster spot. I prefer players that can come in here and do some work, especially if we get injured. And considering the age of our team, we have to have every factor available. That's why I'm happy with Rondo, because let's just say on a given night, Russell Westbrook gets into foul trouble, and then we need Kendrick Nunn to step in and play some major minutes. Then you have Rondo to back him up as an option. So stuff like that, to me, you always have to think of that. And not only that, but I think he'll be huge. If you guys remember during an interview during the championship run in 2020, Anthony Davis said that Rondo was demanding the absolute best defense played by his team, including Anthony Davis. And that's the reason Anthony Davis played up to par. Now, if Rondo could continue to, to be on his case, on Anthony Davis' case, we might see a more aggressive Anthony Davis, just like we did when we acquired him back in 2019, 2020. Right? And that's exactly what veterans like Rondo bring. Remember, people forget that Rondo played in the Kobe era and the KG era, and the Allen Iverson era. This is the era where guys were tough-minded. There's a lot of softies in the league nowadays. Well, guys like Westbrook and Rondo, they play really strong. They're roughnecks. They're going to get out there and basically bend your arm to their will, meaning they're going to make things happen both on and off the court. You need that, man. You need that. He said, would you take Drummond back? Nah, Drummond's already on the Philadelphia 76ers, so basically he's already a loser. He chose his fate. That's what he wants, so be it. Bottom line is Drummond was a huge disappointment. That's the reason we went out and got Dwight. Rob Pelinka is a genius for that. Smash the like button. Absolutely, guys. But yes, for those of you just tuning in, we are about to reacquire Rondo. It's not official yet till tomorrow, but unofficially it's official, right? Verbal agreement has been reached. And as soon as he clears waivers, he will be signing with the team tomorrow. But I wanted to go ahead and just talk about this acquisition. How the rotations are going to look, that's what I really want to talk about. All right, that's what I really want to see. There's so many things you can do with this team, with this roster at this stage, with the depth we have. For example, starting lineup to me should read something like this: Russell Westbrook, Wayne Ellington or Malik Monk, or Talen Horton-Tucker, whichever one beats out in training camp, right? One of those three. And then obviously LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard. That's my starting lineup. Off the bench, it's going to be Kendrick Nunn at the point. At the shooting guard, Malik Monk or Wayne Ellington, whichever one didn't start. At the 3, we can even play some Talen Horton-Tucker. At the 4, we could play some Carmelo Anthony, small ball style. And at the 5, you could either have, if Mark comes back, Mark. If Mark doesn't come back, you can have his replacement there at the 5. And then we can, alternate minutes between the others like Trevor Ariza and Kent Bazemore and these other fillers, right? But overall, man, and then Rondo can come in there again whenever we get in foul trouble or something crazy happens. Throw in some Rondo. You need some veteran leadership because the young players aren't playing that good. Throw in some Rondo. Whatever the case may be. He said Avery Bradley's defense is amazing. Again, I wouldn't mind him, but I think we're done with the guards. I think we have plenty of guard depth. What do you guys think? You guys want to add another guard? I feel like guard depth wise, we're good, guys. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't see a reason to go out and get another guard at this point. I mean, like I said, we have plenty there. He said DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard throwing block parties all season. He said, damn, I'm happy about this team, and Rondo can be that voice. Rondo's huge for the team, on and off the court, all right? People underestimate how great Rondo can be of a player when he's determined and when he's happy in the place. Remember, he said the Lakers organization is the best organization he's ever played for. And no, he wasn't just trying to throw shade at the Boston Celtics, but he was legit speaking from the heart. And this is a veteran who's been around different organizations, been around different teams. So he's happy here. He should have never left here, but I'm happy he went and got his bag. He went and toured around the East Coast, came back to the fake LA team, figured out that wasn't a place for him, got traded to Memphis, got cut from Memphis, and now he wants to come back to the real LA team. He brings insane amount of just veteran leadership and experience, floor general skills. Again, the happiest person right now on the Lakers, besides Laker fans, is Anthony Davis and LeBron James, because they know they're going to catch some lobs from Rondo. And they know come playoff time, he's somebody they can count on for big-time plays and big time shots. You don't believe me? If you forgot already, go back and watch clips of Rondo in the finals. Insane. He hit some big time shots to put games out of reach. Not just in the finals, throughout the playoffs. He was probably our third best player, to be honest with you guys, after LeBron James and Anthony Davis. No cap. I said it in those days, and I'll say it now. Like, that's how good and how big of an impact Rondo made. Now, I don't expect the same impact on a deeper team, but I do expect some sort of an impact for sure. Rondo's great in the film room, absolutely. He said, "Hey Dan, you the best. I'm in Oklahoma, but you made me a Laker fan, the best team in the NBA. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate you, man. And by the way, they have a very bright future, the OKC Thunder, man. Just for those of you Thunder fans out there watching, I was reading a Nets fan trying to make fun of a Thunder fan, and I was like, wait a second. Nets fans were born yesterday. Thunder fans have been there from the birth of the franchise. So I'd much rather give the respect to a loyal fan base than to one that was born yesterday. So shout out to Thunder fans, man. They've been loyal day one, and a lot of them are now Laker fans due to Russell Westbrook. But you know what? I respect it. He said, would you have taken Darren Collison over Rondo, though? I'll be honest. I would have taken Collison instead. I'll tell you why no. And not just because Rondo's a Laker. The reason, and I was saying this even before we got Rondo, I don't really like Darren Collison. He's been away from the game for a couple of years. We don't know if he's in basketball shape. There's different levels to this. You can't just snap your fingers and be ready, okay? And on top of that, Rondo already has experience on a championship Lakers team. For those reasons, I prefer Rajon Rondo. That's just me, though. Plus, Rondo's a dog, man. He's feisty. He's a Laker legend already based on just punching Chris Paul out and just having his teams back fully all the way. He was always in the skirmishes, man. That's the type of player you want. Somebody who's going to be a little pit bull from the get. You know, Rondo is what Clipper fans thought Patrick Beverly was. You know, he's fool's gold, Patrick Beverly, but that's what really Rondo is. Rondo's a real dog. And I don't think he got a fair shake with the Flippers because they didn't play him enough. So, Dan, every time I catch you, it's like family, fool. You're family, man. Appreciate you, Dan. Hey, it is Laker family up in here, bro, for sure. For sure. He said, I told my coworker this morning we are the deeper team than the Nets. Oh, yeah, your coworker knows. If he doesn't accept it, he's in denial, okay? When I used to work at Amazon, I was always right, and people started hating on me for it because we would have like hour-long arguments while working. Yes, multitasking. We'd be having arguments. I called the Lakers championship 2020. I told them we were going to win. There was a Miami Heat fan there telling me there's no way. I was like, bro, you're a Miami Heat fan. And when we made it to the finals and beat them, and then I saw this guy at the mall after I had already quit, got laid off. What does this guy tell me? You were right, but bottom line is I've been right for years and people just don't want to give me the credit, but it's all good. It's all good. We know we have 15K plus witnesses / Laker family / subscribers that know all the times I've hit the nail on the head. Right. But bottom line is forget about being right or wrong. This Lakers team is championship ready. We're ready to break a record. That's why Dwight and Rondo came back. They know what time it is. They're about to be a part of history. We're about to make history. This is going to be the biggest parade ever, man, because we're going to put two parades together, right? The one from 2020 and the one from this year. And we're about to cross the mark of the winningest franchise / championship team of all time. And that's going to be the Lakers. And guess who's at the helm? Queen Jeannie Buss, a real queen, man, making history in multiple ways. We already made history. She was the first major basketball female owner to win a championship. And guess what? She's about to make her dad proud, man, from up above. And we're about to get number 18. That way we can be put in our rightful place at the top of the pyramid, man, looking down. The Clippers didn't even make any moves. That's what I'm saying. How the heck do they get an A? Ridiculous. I can't wait for Lakers versus Clippers game, ready for the beatdown. We owe them because they're like the regular season champs. They continue to beat us in the regular season, but don't even want to face us in the playoffs. Yeah, that's right. The Clippers didn't even want to see us in the playoffs. They don't want to see us because they can't beat us. They know the truth, man. They tanked the last couple of games to try to avoid us in the playoff bracket. Think about that. And we were injured. That's the type of fear that false franchise has. Now, my boy said Kevin Love. Now, Kevin Love's situation is complicated. I told you guys there was a 75% chance that Kevin Love joined the Lakers if he got bought out. Now, there's a big if because everybody knows Dan Gilbert is such a ridiculous owner. And he probably knows that K Love wants to join the Lakers and probably won't want to let him go. I don't see any other way other than, of course, they can't reach a buyout agreement. Kevin Love wants to get paid. You know, he's owed $30 million a year, $60 million combined in the next 2 years. And he's never going to make that type of money again in his career. So it's smart for him to stick to his guns. Now, if they want a buyout, they're going to have to negotiate at a fair price for him, right? So that he can get paid his major bucks. Nets in 2. Oh, man. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. Nets fans, born yesterday fans, telling me that the Nets in 2. Get out of here, man. Get out. You get blocked. He said, we might get DeAndre Jordan. Now, listen, I'm not going to be frustrated if we get DeAndre. Who knows? Maybe he'll prove me wrong, come out here motivated, and turn back the clock. Maybe. Now, I'm not saying that's highly likely, but DeAndre Jordan is, you know, maybe a change of scenery will help out, man. We'll see. The Nets have fans as of yesterday. Yeah, Kevin Love's not interested in a buyout. Yeah, we know. We know Kevin Love's not interested in a buyout, but we're not worried about it, man. Again, whoever the Lakers add is going to just be extra, okay? At this point, the team is complete. You're looking at the core of the team already. I already mentioned the whole team. You're looking at it, right? That's the core of the team. Now, if anybody else gets added, don't expect them to play major minutes, right? Don't expect them. Now, here's a beautiful thing. Russell Westbrook been working on his threes. Dwight Howard's been working on his threes. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be shooting those a lot during the regular season, but it's always nice to see players, especially late in their career, working on their weaknesses of their game. That just shows that they're continuing to be students of the game, and the best of the best, never stop learning. Shout out to Kobe Bryant, right? So he said, if we get Jordan, cut Gasol. I think that's the plan. I think Jordan is a plan B to Marc Gasol, but I still prefer other players over DeAndre Jordan. Yes, believe it or not, even though he's not as good as a defender as DeAndre, I still think I prefer DeMarcus Cousins because he can bang down low. He's a bully. He showed it last year, even with the flippers. He showed he can still get you buckets. He can get you 8 points here, 8 points there, and he can still make an impact. Millsap was a top priority, but it looks like the Lakers have moved on from him because I think he's looking for a bigger role, and you can't get that here with the Lakers. You know, you're going to have to get a diminished role because of the depth of our team. But then it goes back to principle, right? What do you value more, winning or playing time and numbers? So it all depends on them. He said, need to get younger. I don't think so. I think we're fine where we're at. We don't need to get anything. Anything else we get on top of this is just going to be a cherry on top, guys. You have to understand that this team was built to win a championship, not for the future. And that's not to say we don't have a couple future pieces we can build on. But I'm just saying, as of right now, we are in win now mode. We are in win now mode. So age doesn't really matter. It's all about experience. And we do have some youth. People forget we have Kendrick Nunn, who's 26. We have Taylor Horton-Tucker, who's still, I think, 21 or is about to turn 22, either one. Malik Monk, who's 23, right? And that's just 3 young players right there who are going to get some pretty heavy minutes, I believe. My Lakers starting lineup, not the one I believe is going to happen. All right, my personal preference for Lakers starting lineup is Russell Westbrook at the 1, Malik Monk at the 2, LeBron at the 3, AD at the 4, and Dwight Howard at the 5. And then the fourth quarter closing lineup, it should be Russell Westbrook, point, shooting guard, whoever's having a hot night. You could even maybe put Carmelo if you want to go big. Remember, he can stretch the floor a little bit. LeBron, again, you can put Carmelo there at the 4 too, if you want to go small, and then AD at the 5 to close out games. You know, so you're gonna have options. You're gonna have options, guys, and it's gonna be interesting. See, training camp means so much now with all this depth. We really want to get an inside look at how Rob Pelinka is about to operate, who he favors. We're gonna find out all of that. So keep it locked right here for All Things Lakers because I'm gonna cover it starting since training camp. As soon as I get glimpses of practice, I'm coming with videos. And I might even show you guys the clips if I have them. But I'm looking forward to every aspect of this offseason, including Media Day. He said, maybe Queen from our summer league. I loved what Trevelin Queen did. Man, he's explosive. He reminds me of a young Trevor Ariza, an explosive athletic wing who could actually shoot the 3-ball. And he's very versatile. All right, put the ball on the floor a little bit. But I like the way he cuts. backdoor cuts, man, catches lobs, does a little bit of everything. Defensively was where he impressed me the most. The way he played passing lanes off the ball and on the ball, like this kid was sensational. I think if anything, he had the most impressive and consistent summer league. Everybody was expecting Mac McClung. He kind of disappointed a little bit. Austin Reeves started off hot, but then he didn't end up so hot. But Traveling Queen was consistent from start to finish. And I would love for him at least to get a training camp invite. At the very least, I would love to have him on our G League team. He impressed me a lot more than a Yayi. But for some reason, the Lakers really like a Yayi. So maybe they see something I don't see yet. But we'll see. It's still early to tell. Dan, when will the Lakers sign James Ennis? We don't know who we're going to sign last. Again, rumors are flying everywhere about DeAndre Jordan being the next option if he gets bought out. I can see that making sense too. I can see that making sense if they bought out DeAndre Jordan, because see, this is the aspect of buyouts that teams don't understand, is that when you acquire DeAndre Jordan, you acquire the Brooklyn Nets game plan. Not that we needed it, but it's a bonus, right? He'll let the Lakers know exactly, if we face off in the finals, what the Brooklyn Nets plan to do, what kind of schemes they run, and everything. So that's playing chess, not checkers, which is what Rob Pelinka does. And they might have to be forced to make changes to their strategies, which they can do, but it takes more time to gel and to learn different offensive schemes and stuff, right? So again, he'd be giving up a lot of insight. So for those reasons, I really would understand if we acquired DeAndre. It's more so for the X's and O's. But yeah, a lot will depend on Marc Gasol. Will he come back? More than any big, I think Marc Gasol brings a lot more value. Now you have high IQ guys like Rondo and Mark coming off the bench who can play make, who can stretch the floor and do a little bit of everything. That brings a lot of value. So I'm still kind of cheering for Mark. He's a legit 7-footer, stretch the floor, can bang down low a little bit. Off the bench is solid. And I don't think anybody could argue with that. As a starter, Marc Gasol doesn't really fit the bill, but it's a lot different once he comes off the bench, guys, for sure. My boy said, work harder, work smarter, not harder. Hack a DJ. Well, that's another problem. He does struggle a lot in free throws. But look, Dwight Howard made the adjustments in his career, man. He said the Clippers are not even a threat next season. No, they're not. They've never really been a threat. They've always been like really stupid fool's gold. Like only stupid people thought that the Clippers were going to win a championship. That's how bad it's been. And unfortunately, there's a lot of analysts that were those fools, right? They bought the whole enchilada and they thought, hey, this team is for real. I was like, all right, we'll see. He said, yeah, it's better to have a big who can stretch the floor like Gasol besides two bigs that have the same skill like Dwight and DeAndre. Absolutely agree. He said LeBron will know how to use DJ. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. If we do acquire DeAndre Jordan, not just the inside intel that we will get from him being at Brooklyn, but we'll also acquire maybe another lob threat for somebody like Rondo. Who knows, man? Maybe they can run a poor man's version of Chris Paul and DeAndre on the Clippers off the bench. So I don't know, man. But I've become very open-minded to Rob because Rob knows exactly what he's doing. Remember, again, we just acquired Rondo, who was a huge missing piece to our season last year. I remember a lot of times, a lot of fans would say, "Oh man, I wish we still had Rondo. Oh man, we really miss a playmaker off the bench. Oh man, I have to apologize to Rondo. I used to talk smack about him, and now I see how good he is." A lot of people were saying stuff like that, and I was just like, "Let's move on, guys. So be it. It is what it is." But now we got them back, and now those excuses won't be there. The playmaking is definitely there this year. The rim protection is definitely going to be there this year. So we have all the tools we need to win this championship and an extra superstar. We're double equipped than we were on the championship run. He said, can y'all believe the Flippers passed on Kobe because they didn't want to draft a 17-year-old? I mean, that's exactly how they operate, man. Those are Clipper-type moves, bro. Those are Clipper-type moves, and I can't say I'm surprised. Clippers going to clip, bro. He said, Wesley Matthews not coming back. Who knows? Anything's possible, guys. Anything is possible with the Lakers. A lot of people thought when we were saying, myself included, Dwight Howard has to get bought out. Oh, Dwight Howard should come back to the Lakers. A lot of people thought that wasn't a possibility. But look, here we are. We got everybody we wanted in the offseason we got, if you think about it. A lot of us wanted Carmelo. Got him. To replace, I said, if we trade Kyle Kuzma away, which I thought we would, and we did, shout out to him, wish him the best in Washington. I said, we need Carmelo Anthony to replace a similar skill set, but maybe more efficiently, right? So we did that. All right. We also talked about how DeAndre Jordan didn't really play his role like we thought he would, especially myself. I thought DeAndre Jordan would have been a lot better. I'm not sure if he never acclimated or he's just a goofball. But the bottom line is he never made an impact on this team other than that one game versus the Brooklyn Nets, ironically. We get Dwight Howard, a consistent, efficient lob threat who can block shots, rebound, right? What else? We said we missed three-point shooting. Guess what? We got some of the better three-point shooters in the league. Wayne Ellington, 40% three-point shooter. Malik Monk, 40% three-point shooter. Kent Bazemore, 40% three-point shooter. Carmelo Anthony, 40% three-point shooter. Right? Trevor Ariza, capable 3-and-D wing. Kent Bazemore, capable. Okay? We took care of that. We needed a third star who can be a consistent star to take some pressure off of LeBron and AD, which was the biggest acquisition. We go out and we get steroids. We get Russell Westbrook, veins popping out of his neck and all. He's about to go at people, man. He's about to really, really play hard for us this season. I feel it, man. Coming back home is exciting time, guys. So we addressed every single need and every single want that I think the majority of us Laker fans wanted, and there's really no nitpicking. You got to be happy. This is why when people say, hell no, I don't want this player, or hell no, I don't want that player, I just say like this. We got enough already, guys. Whatever we get is going to be extra. So enjoy the ride, sit back, buckle up. It's going to be a fun season, man. It's going to be a blast. And you just have to have fun. He said, I would have loved Svi Mikhailuk, but he wants more playing time. Yep. And it's unfortunate. Yeah, he would have been nice. Would have added something to the youth movement. But like you said, he wants PT. He's young. He has potential. So he's probably trying to develop. He went to the right place if he wants to develop. We're not here to develop young talent. We're here to win championships right now. And believe it or not, I think LeBron James will end up with 6 championships. All right. 2 more coming to the Lakers, in my opinion. I think we're about to back-to-back. With the team we have, if we keep the majority, and I don't want to, jump ahead of myself here. But with the team we have, it's not only good for this season. If we keep the majority of these guys moving on to next year, I think we will have a good shot to two-peat straight up. And so this is why I think LeBron James went to number 6, because he'll end up with 6 titles, and AD went to number 3 because he's going to end up with 3 by the time LeBron retires. So, you got 3-6 Mafia in the house. He said, can't Westbrook average a triple-double next season? That's a good question. Can he? Yes. Will he? Probably not. Why? Because this ain't that type of season. It ain't about stat padding or any of that. Remember, when we acquired him, they had a meeting. Why? Because they want him to sacrifice his numbers for winning. And that's what it's going to take. Everybody's going to sacrifice this season, man. Everybody. He said, hell yeah, love the roster, Darren. Can't wait for the season to start. Laker Nation is coming for that number 18. Yep, I agree. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, everybody has to sacrifice the season. And you guys know I'm all about that. I've never been a stat guy. I'm a you pass the eye test guy, meaning every play you make is for the team. That's why Laker Nation loved Alex Caruso so much, because every play he made was for the team. Maybe now Alex Caruso will go to Chicago on a team that's not expected to win it all and bring his numbers up a little bit, because that team's not a championship contender. They got better, sure. But knowing Alex Caruso, he's still going to sacrifice for the team. And those are the best kind of players, for sure. He said, Russ will be better because Rondo and Bron, he will seriously have less turnovers. Look, all I expect from Russell Westbrook is hard, tenacious, steroid-style play, man, where he doesn't get tired. If we go to overtime, this man's not huffing and puffing. That has been one thing that has always impressed me about Russell Westbrook. You see all the players in overtime, they're huffing and puffing, they're holding their knees. If you're a hooper, once you go down and you grab your knees, it's a wrap, right? Because the opposition smells it in the water and they're going for blood, man. So Russell Westbrook is one of the very few players that is never grabbing his knees, never tired. He's like a machine out there, guys. He just keeps going. He's like the Energizer Bunny, He just keeps going and going and going. And I got to tell you, I'm ecstatic to get a player like that in contrast to Dennis Schroeder, who we had last year, who looked like he just woke out and rolled out of bed to the game. Like he looked lazy. So, hey, what's up, Big Blue? What I missed so far? You missed it all, Darius. You're going to have to rewind this video, bro. It will take me another 30 minutes to explain it all. But, as soon as this video posts, you can always rewind it and listen to the interesting and always special conversation with Laker Nation. He said, I totally echo what you are preaching, signing Rondo, bringing Dwight back, added wings and shooters. Man, I'm hyped. You know what, Ronnie? I think this is going to be an epic season, barring the fact that we got to stay healthy. But outside of that, man, he said, Dan, how are you? I'm a Virginia Lakers all the way. That's what's up, man, from Virginia. We got Laker fans everywhere, man. You got to love it, bro. Hey, let me ask you this. How do you keep up with the Lakers games? Do you have like NBA League Pass or do you use some sort of streaming service? Very curious, man. I've always been curious and I always forget to ask. But to those of you that watch from overseas or different states, I want to know how you guys keep in touch with the Lakers. I do know that you guys have an NBA League Pass option that we don't have, only to follow one team. We're blacked out by that. So I would cut my cable because literally I don't watch a lot of TV. I mainly watch sports. If it's not the Lakers, it's my Rams. If it's not the Rams, it's the Dodgers. And then the rest, I dedicate to my family and friends. But yeah, he said, Dan, please do play-by-play this season. Play-by-play, huh? Man, you know what? It'd be a blast if I could do that, but I gotta practice it. Sometimes my vocal cords get tired from so much talking. People don't understand. This is work. I love it, but it's still work. You still have to use your voice. You still sometimes feel like you're losing it. And I'd love to do maybe some play-by-play, but more like reacting to the game live with you guys. I think that's my favorite thing to do rather than calling each play, because I have nothing but respect for TNT, man. Luckily, they have a cast of different people and they alternate between speaking. But if not, they'd probably lose their voice. If I did play-by-play, game in and game out, man, I don't know what I would do. I get every Laker game on Cody. Okay. I watch on Facebook. Okay, respectable. Spectrum. From Florida. What's up? Cody. All right, a lot of people using different outlets. I respect it, man. Whatever it takes, man. I still miss the days when we used to be on KCAL9 and the local Cali people used to be able to watch it on, James Worthy and all that good stuff. But hey, Spectrum is also a blessing because people don't understand. It allows us to go over the cap a little bit more and splurge on free agents with that extra revenue that the Lakers organization makes. Not that they needed it, but it's always, nice to go back to that stash of cash. These are all Lakers players that are former All-Stars: Rondo, Bron, Brody, AD, Melo, Gasol, Dwight. Insane. The amount of Hall of Fame skill set and just intelligence on this team is on another level. He said, I'm in Oklahoma City from LA. I used to live stream for $15 a month for 4 TVs. I get all NBA, NFL, MLB games. That's pretty good. That's a great deal, bro. Because trust me, you know how much I pay for cable out here, man, in Cali? They really they're really doing this in. I pay $130. But see, luckily that includes my internet, which is really fast. And I need that to be able to stream with you guys and etc. Right? But yeah, it's if I didn't need to use, I can't do streaming services because I'm DTLF, man. I need everything live, right? I'd be too nervous watching the games and being delayed and then being like, I'm always on Twitter interacting with fans and they're gonna know everything before me. Nah, I can't have that. I gotta be first. What do you think is going to be the playoff rotation? You know what? It's way too early to answer that, man. I'd be lying if I said I even can sniff out the playoff rotation, but it's really going to depend on the regular season. I think we'll see close to it the final 10 games of the season. He said, Dan, I can't wait for my Thunder to play on the 27th, man. I'm looking forward to it, brother. I'm looking forward to it. Always a blast. Always a class organization. I definitely look forward to it, especially Russell Westbrook returning. So is that in OKC or is that here in LA? It's always fun to watch, old teams returning to their old city, especially where they're very beloved. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you, bro. You rock. He said, Frankie said, so Dan, do you think we get rid of Marcus if we get DJ? I'd love to keep them both just for more depth. The more bigs, the better. That's more size, more versatility. but I have no clue what Mark is going to do at this point. Rumor has it, yeah, we're probably going to, go our separate ways, but I don't know. I haven't heard nothing in the last couple of weeks, so we'll see. We will see. He said, I remember the 1980 finals versus the 76ers, only replays. Jeez, man, that's way back, bro. He said, keep sleeping on Malik. Ain't nobody sleeping on Malik. I wanted Malik even before we got Malik. So nobody's sleeping on Malik Monk, man. He reminds me of a Terrence Ross type. That spark plug that can either come off the bench or start. It can get you an easy 20-plus points on any given night. It's going to be a blast. He said, what's up, homie? Saludos from Guatemala City. He said, go Lakers. We have NBA Live. He said, go Lakers. That's what's up, bro. Hey, shout out to Guatemala, brother. Much love. He said, Dan, would you want DeAndre Jordan as a backup center? He's not a player I really want like that, but it's something I'm open to. And who knows? Maybe he'll perform better here with us, playing alongside playmakers like LeBron and Rondo and Russell Westbrook, rather than playing alongside ball hogs like KD and James Harden and Kyrie. Well, I shouldn't call them ball hogs because they do have the potential to play make, but they're more of ISO players, right? But yeah, we'll see. Do I want Tyreke Evans on the Lakers? I don't mind him, but he's not somebody I think the Lakers should pursue per se. I think we're really set. If anything, I would like for the Lakers to go into the season with an open roster spot or two, just in case any buyouts like Kevin Love or somebody like that becomes available. Then we can go out there and get them. But any last questions before I get off, guys? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. Always a blast to cover Lakers. Rondo is back. Looking forward to the season, man. More good news continues to rain from up above, man. I'm excited, guys. Good rotation problems. He said, I like Nunn. Did a lot in Miami. Yeah, Kendrick Nunn was probably the biggest shocker offseason acquisition for me. I didn't even know he was available. I thought Miami would for sure lock him back up. Thanks, Dan, for sharing. The Lakers, love your streams and always positive vibes. Appreciate you, Seth, man. Much love, brother. Much love. Thanks, Howard. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the donation. He said, Nunn is a little rust. A little rust. That's one way to describe him. Another way, he reminds me of Ben Gordon when he was with the Chicago Bulls. He was a small little combo guard. What was he, 6'2", 6'3"? He could take it out the dribble. He could spot up, shoot threes. And he was very strong in the upper body strength and played some solid defense. Reminds me of Ben Gordon with the Bulls. Can Vogel handle this roster? Oh, he's a part-time. Because the full-time is going to be LeBron is the real coach of this team, man. And Rondo, he's the assistant. Vogel is basically the manager, but you know what? He's a part-time coach because this team has so many Hall of Famers that this team is going to do a beautiful job of handling itself. So don't worry too much about that. He basically, let me put it like this to you in driving terms, okay? Frank Vogel is going to have this team on cruise control. All you got to do is watch the steering wheel. That's it. So it should be fun, man. It should be a blast. Much love, Laker Nation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, man. Always a blast to kick it with y'all, man. Break down news. It's just a blessing, man. Thank you guys so much. And if anything else breaks or any sort of rumors or news comes to fruition, you know where to find me, guys. Make sure to smash the like button. If you already haven't, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys here as soon as something goes down. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Much love, Laker Nation.